Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Dawn here, over here, tiny in the corner today. Welcome back to my daily episode of California versus Larry Millete in the heartbreaking case of Maya Millete. This is his preliminary hearing in California from 2023. So, just in case you missed it, the trial date has been moved out to March of 2026. So, that gives us a couple more months to review this and some other items that I have in store for you. So, by way of reminder, this is a local case for me, and I'm hoping to attend the trial in person. So hopefully I can give you some insights on a local level, as well as on a personal level from the courtroom. So I will have new episodes daily to the extent possible. So make sure you have your notification bell set up so you don't miss out. Now that we have a little bit more time, I'm going to try to break these up into 20 to 30-minute episodes so that you can plan your time just like I need to plan my time. So that way you don't miss out on anything. I have created a couple of quick links for you to bookmark, since so much testimony and other materials, but also keep your eye on the community post tab here on my channel. So one of the bookmarks for you is the playlist for my coverage of Maya Millete's case, and that's MM-playlist, and then also her timeline review that I did a while back, which is MM-case-timeline. MM is capital M like Maya, capital M like Millete, and then playlist is capital PLAYLIST, and then also title case for case timeline with hyphens in between each word. So also, by way of reminder, over the weekend, I tried a new format. I'm over here tiny in the corner. I have some distractions going on today, so I'm here, but I'm not showing you my video just for this episode. So I am trying, because the audio quality is not great, to use CC up on the screen. Let me know if you like that or if you want me to turn it off, because I can't do it afterwards. I'm embedding it into the screen. So here we go with today's testimony.
During that, I don't want to say weekend because it's actually a couple of days during the week, that I'll call it that New Year's trip to Glamis, did you have a discussion with your sister that was a little bit more open than you had previously with her?
Correct.
Her relationship with Larry?
Correct.
And where was that conversation?
I believe we were inside the toy hauler. She opened up and she said, "Get ready. I'm gonna file for divorce, and it's gonna be messy. So just be ready for it. It's gonna be a messy divorce." And we did talk about that.
Was it just, do you recall who else was in the toy hauler while you were having this conversation?
Yeah, my sister-in-law Genesis. We have Richard's cousin's wife Catherine in there too, and some of the kids. I think my daughter was there too.
How old is your daughter?
She's 19 now.
So none of the littler kids were there?
They were in and out, but I don't really recall who was inside the trailer.
The conversation, was it directed at who? Was that directed at you?
Everybody, like she's just letting us know that she finally decided she's gonna file for divorce.
Did she talk to you at all about the finances, or any concerns about the finances?
She did mention it. She doesn't have any control of the finances, but at that time she said, I did kind of tell her, maybe think about it and then have your finances squared first before filing divorce. But she said she's ready. She's not going to wait.
So you're actually suggesting that she take more time?
Correct. Yes.
And what was her reaction to that?
She said she's ready. She's not waiting anymore. She said she doesn't care. It's just, she can do it. Like, she's like, to her mind, she's getting paid, okay, so she will be, whatever it is, she'll be okay, financially be okay.
What type of work was your sister doing at that time?
I don't really know exactly what she does, but I know she's a contract specialist.
Do you know anything about what her salary was like?
No.
Did you have any conversations with Nay during that time about her access to uh, things that were in their safe at the house?
Yes.
And tell us about that.
She said she doesn't know the access code for that, for the safe, and she knows there's silvers in there, and she knows there's cash in there, but she doesn't know exactly what's in that safe.
And did she say anything else to you about her concerns about what filing divorce might, kind of what consequence that might have, or did she say anything else to you about that?
She asked, maybe we could help her out with, with the divorce fee, but she didn't really elaborate on how it is, how it's going to be at that time.
Did she say anything else to you that stood out during that conversation?
She said, all she said actually is just, be ready. It's going to be a messy divorce. If She said, if something happens to me, that's going to be Larry.
Do you know when
If something happens to me, it's going to be Larry. And of course, Larry is sitting right there. You can tell this makes Maricris uncomfortable because she felt very conflicted because they considered Larry a family member as well. So this is really intense testimony.
did she expand on that at all anymore?
No, because at that time, I was scared for her too. But I just told her, be careful.
Why would you say that?
Because I know Larry has that tendency to snap and be able to hurt her.
Why do you say that? Had you observed anything in the past that caused you concern?
We have incident like years and years ago, when we were at, going to the mountain, and he dropped us. We were going to snowboarding, and he dropped us off. We were in the truck, and me and my sister and my brothers and my husband too. And he was gonna drop us off at the front, um, for snowboarding, and all of a sudden he just hit the guy in the front, because the guy was not letting us go up in the, by the drop off area, and he hits him and he snapped. And then he said he doesn't remember what really happened. He just kind of like blurred out, and like that was the first time I see him really got like almost like a violent. Um, but I know in a way, like he'd probably be able to hurt my sister.
So this incident years ago was going snowboarding somewhere?
Yes.
And so when you say the guy was on
It's
the
like a
bus or in
sec-
a car?
It's his in his like a guard. letting people know to like parking attendant actually. Yeah.
And Larry actually hit him with the car.
Yes.
And so, in terms of your state of mind when you're listening to your sister, and when you said, "Be careful," was this part of your mindset in terms of why you were saying that to your sister?
Yes.
And
I don't quite understand the incident with the parking attendant, whether this was a pedestrian that he hit,
Okay,
or was it a vehicle?
I'll go back.
I'm unsure.
When you were describing this incident, who was in the car at the time? The incident years
So
ago.
yes, so Larry was dropping us off at the snowboarding area for drop offs, and he was driving, and there was my sister May. It was me, my husband Richard. There's JR, and I believe there's my son Jericho at that time, and we were driving up into the drop off zone, but the parking attendant was not letting us into the drop off zone. And so Larry insisted to go up into the drop off zone. And so he hit the parking attendant.
So when you say the drop off zone, what ski place was this? Do you remember?
It's a mountain high in a riverside area.
So the mountain high ski area. And when you say the drop off zone, is that so there's an area where someone can drop off skiers?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
All of their equipment.
Correct. Yes.
And so the idea was that Larry was going to drop all of you off so that you didn't have to carry your equipment. Is that the idea?
Yes. And so we don't have to walk also because it's like a little bit of slope going up. And so the parking attendant wasn't letting us go, drive us to the drop off zone. So he just kind of like diverting it. But, all of a sudden, like Larry just, took off and hit the guy.
So
on the
the
side.
parking attendant,
Mm-hmm.
was he standing
On
in
the side.
parking lot?
Right. He was directing us not to go. He was directing us not to proceed. So he actually stopped us and directing us not to go into the drop-off zone.
And the drop-off zone was somewhere that, if the parking lot attendant wasn't stopping it, you could theoretically drive into the drop-off zone.
Correct. Yes.
And was it that the attendant was actually standing between you and
The
your
car.
access to that drop-off zone?
Right, but he was more on the left side, so he's like, he was like more on the left side of the truck, so he kind of like just took off, but he hit him on the side while doing that.
So what was the parking attendant doing? Was he gesturing? Was he speaking to you?
He was actually talking, yeah.
And what was he saying?
Like, stop, don't go, you gotta direct, you can't be going up there, you gotta go onto the side.
So parking attendant is directing you to go a different direction.
Correct. Yes.
And what did Larry do?
Well,
He
the
just-
driver was suggesting.
Oh, sorry. I think you just gestured kind of to the left with your left hand. So as if to say that the parking attendant was saying you needed to go to the left. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
and instead he went straight up the hill or something.
Correct. Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about his contact with this parking attendant, physical contact between the car and this person.
So he kind of hit him on the side of the truck. So the parking attendant kind of like hit him on the side.
What happened next?
Then he continued driving and was able to get us into the drop-off zone, but we all were screaming inside, like to stop, but he kept on going.
Oh my goodness, how traumatic. So, what Mary Chris is describing is a previous incident where Larry was driving, trying to drop them off to a ski drop off area where the attendant told him to stop. He refused to stop and he sideswiped this person, with his vehicle. And the Mary, Chris, and the others in the car were screaming at Larry to stop because he basically hit the pedestrian with his vehicle. And while this doesn't have anything to do necessarily with Maya's disappearance, and it happened previously, it shows Larry's violent tendencies, and that's why they're trying to get this admitted in the preliminary hearing. We'll probably hear more about this. We might hear more about this, I should say, not probably. I have no idea if they'll bring this parking attendant in, or medical records or anything like that to the actual trial, or if this is just sufficient for the preliminary hearing. But wow, that's a temper.
What happened to the parking attendant?
I believe he got injured a little bit, but yeah, but he was okay.
How much further did Larry drive then beyond where he had hit this parking attendant?
It's like 500 feet or 1,000 feet. I can't remember.
Did anyone from Mountain High or from the parking security
Right.
make contact with you?
Oh yeah. So we got stopped at the where we actually was drop off zone. So there was, I'm not sure if there was police that was called, or they had to talk at the office, but we're all like shocked that he did that.
Did Larry say anything?
He said he snapped and he couldn't really remember.
Whoa, he snapped and then suddenly couldn't remember what had happened minutes prior. So this sounds like a built-in excuse that Larry might have been uh, using maybe from other incidences, because you don't just come up with that. I snapped and I don't remember. Wow. Wow. Let me know what you think about this. It says a lot about Larry, doesn't it?
Really remember what?
Why he did that?
Why he did that?
Mhm.
Did you have to give statements then about what happened, or what happened after that?
Not, we didn't get any statement, but they did talk to, I guess, the security people, whatever they have at Mountain High, but they were able to settle it. But we were so scared that he might go to, he might be taken to jail or something like that. But they were able to work it among, I mean, with Larry and the security people.
Were you part of that conversation at all?
No.
Did you ever see, did you see any other behavior that was concerning to you?
That's the time.
Fair. During the year leading up to January 7th, 2021, did you see any other behavior between your sister May and the defendant that was concerning to you? Let me ask you this. Were you,
Let's give me an answer.
okay,
I believe throughout the 2020 was their behavior changed. I mean, like they're a lot of fighting. So I can't really tell much of the difference. throughout the year.
Were you present in their home very much during 2020?
No,
When did you go home from Glamis after that weekend, that New Year's celebration?
I believe on the 4th.
Do you know when your sister and Larry and the kids left?
The 3rd,
Do you know what car they were driving?
the Jeep.
Did Larry and May stay at the camp during that New Year's?
They had a hotel, so during the night they go back to the hotel.
Or was that the hotel in Raleigh?
Correct.
Do you know if they brought if they took 2 cars to Glamis or if they just brought the Jeep?
I believe they just brought the Jeep.
The following day on January the 4th, did you get a text message from your sister May?
Correct, yes.
And who else was in that text message string?
My sister Jane.
In the exhibit book, I'm going to ask you to turn to exhibit 40. Just 40. You see it? May I purchase the witness journal?
Yeah.
You see exhibit 40?
Yes.
And what is exhibit 40?
It's our text message between me and my sister Jane and my sister May.
Now, you talked earlier about nicknames. Are there nicknames being used in this text exchange?
Yes, both. My sister Jane, we call her, it says Bengot, it's Bengot.
Bengot.
Yes, that's my sister Jane, and my sister May is Tammy.
So at the top of this, it says 7:18 p.m. and then underneath that, there's a T with a circle and a B with a circle. So who is T?
T is my sister Tammy May, and then B is my sister Jane.
So you have them in your phone by their nicknames?
Correct.
And up on the screen, is that the text message, or is that a copy of, or projection of exhibit 40, which is in the binder in front of you?
Yes.
And just looking first at the date, does January 4th, 2:24 p.m., does that appear to be an accurate date and time of this text exchange?
Yes.
And then the first text being from Tammy, who you've identified as being your sister May, correct?
Correct.
And so what did she ask or say to you or text to you and your sister Jane?
So she was asking if she could pawn her Rolex and her purse to borrow, lawyer's fee.
And it says, I need to borrow $10K for a divorce attorney. What did you understand that to mean?
She's borrowing money. She's asking for money.
And then, can I pawn you guys my Rolexes? Also, can you take some of my LVs, the ones he won't notice as missing or not being declared? What did you understand LVs to refer to?
Her purses are Louis Vuitton.
Are Louis Vuitton purses expensive?
Yes.
And what about Rolexes? What did you understand that to mean?
It's a little bit pricey. It's a pricey watch.
Did you, when she says, can I pawn you guys my Rolexes? What were you understanding that to mean? That question.
She's desperate for money, and she's just asking us to help her out.
So in other words, pawn, like sell you her Rolexes, or what were you understanding kind of literally for that to mean?
Well, for me, for coming from her, she was just kind of like borrowing money from us, but she wanted to make sure, she's like that, like she wanted pawn, and she wanted to make sure she pays us back.
And then the next message then is 4:49, January 4th. Does that appear to be an accurate date and time? In other words,
Yes,
on your cell phone, does it automatically generate a date and time of text messages?
correct,
And do those generally, in your experience, tend to be accurate?
correct.
This is just so sad. So this is May 4th. I'm sorry, January 4th, 3 days before May went missing. And it sounds like since she knew she needed around $10,000, she may have contacted a divorce attorney. I don't, we only heard from the one receptionist from the one law firm in this preliminary hearing so far, but she seemed to know what she would need to have put aside. Of course, again, she was the higher earner by a long shot in this family, but couldn't access any of the funds. And she had a lot of integrity, and she wanted to engage her family for help, financial help, which of course they're going to provide to her. But she also wanted to give them collateral in the form of these expensive, watches and purses. So again, super sad and poignant, but also showing May's state of mind just before she went missing and her intentions.
So this is a message Ben got, and I think you've already testified that's your nickname for Jane.
Yes,
And so, do you recall receiving this message then from Jane, or seeing this message in the thread?
correct, yes,
Give them to Papa. I'll ask Teody if we have enough. When do you need it? Do you recall that being the next?
correct,
message in
yes.
the string? And then, who is writing in blue?
That would be me.
And what did you say?
Telling my sister Jane, we'll have the 10,000. We'll do, 5 each.
And then the next messages are, looks like Tammy, and what does she say to you?
Consulted 2 lawyers today. We'll pick up 1 this week, so can be filed by next week after Laura's birthday this weekend.
So this was January 4th. When was Laura's birthday?
The 10th, January 10th.
Did you commonly, I shouldn't say commonly, but was it,
That screen going black with that little pause was super dramatic because, of course, we know between the 4th and the 10th, the 7th was the last anyone heard of Maya. So even though this is not a trial, I could see how this would really work during the actual trial. So this confirms what the law firm receptionist was testifying to as well. So there's no question about what Maya's intentions were that week.
one method of communication with your sister to communicate by text?
Correct, yes.
And did your text exchange on January 4th to be consistent with similar, the way you had communicated with her in the past?
Yes,
Do you have any reason to believe that that was not your sister communicating with you in that text string?
no,
In fact, was it consistent with the context of the conversation you had just had with her in Glamis?
correct.
That week then of January the 4th, did you have contact with May? Either by phone, in person, text message?
Just to the group messenger, I believe. that will be like the text message. I think that will be the last text message I got from her.
The message we just looked at?
Yes.
Did, you mentioned a text thread that you have with your siblings. Was there a plan for the following weekend, the weekend of January 8th, 9th, and 10th among
Correct.
your siblings?
Yes.
And what was that plan?
So she wanted to celebrate Lara's birthday at Big Bear. So they were gonna go up in the mountain and be there Friday. I believe she planned on going on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Were you going to that?
So let's stop getting into the area. I think it's a good time. Okay. We're going to recess for lunch.
Okay, so that wraps up the second morning of testimony, the second day of testimony in the preliminary hearing of Larry Millete. So again, I appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching this episode of the preliminary hearing here in San Diego. And do remember, new episodes will drop daily to the extent possible with my insights also from the courthouse when the trial does take place in March. As I said earlier, March of 2026 is the new and final postponement of the trial, California versus Larry Millete. So since I'm not monetized and YouTube doesn't really promote my videos as much as they would someone who is monetized, and so you catch tomorrow's updates and all the other updates, please like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you know as soon as it's up. And if you can, the best thing you can do really is to share this with someone who might be interested in following this case. It really helps get more eyes on Maya since she is still missing. So with that, we'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for being here.